This portion of the show is being brought to you by Ed's Furball Palace. Why sit all day waiting for the cat to choke something up when you can come to Ed's Furball Palace and choose from an entire warehouse full of colorful fabrics and styles? It's fun for the whole family at Ed's Furball Palace. Just keep driving in any direction until you see the giant 40-foot rotating litter box in the sky.
Welcome to another episode of Gettin' Old Ain't for Sissies with your host, Tom Rivers. Tom's paid his dues in the radio business doing morning shows, maybe in your town. Tom's 47-year career took him places like Milwaukee, Kansas City, Indianapolis, Chicago, Albuquerque, Sacramento, Cincinnati, and San Antonio, and a few places I can't mention for legal reasons. Well, he's moved around. I think in the business we call them floaters. Believe me, I know, I speak from experience. Now it's time for a man in his 7th decade of life. The old hipster himself, my good friend, Tom Rivers.
Hi, folks, and welcome back to episode number 35 of G.O.A.F.S. Great to have you back, or for first-time listeners, welcome to A Man Losing His Voice. Thanks, Doug Dahlgren, for that fine show open. Doug, well, you know, he's a real gentleman. He reminds me of St. Paul, one of the dullest towns in America. Hey, come on, I'm just joking. I love the guy. Okay, last time on episode 34, we talked about your pee and Scrotox and a whole bunch of other stuff. But first, now, last time I told you I have a scoop on your poop, beards, beer bellies, and how to murder your husband, ladies. All right, here we go. You ready? Next time, save time and text me here at G.O.A.F.S. It's 214-707-5741. I will text you back as soon as I possibly can. More good news, you can still email me, all right? It's TOMM Rivers, all lowercase, at iCloud.com. That's TOMM Rivers at iCloud.com. Allow 4 to 6 weeks for delivery, tax, title, and license not included. And you can find GOAFS on these great platforms, all right? SoundCloud, Spotify, Tumblr, Twitter, Google+, a direct arm of the Democratic National Committee, YouTube, and very soon, fingers crossed, iHeart. All right, folks, it's time for episode 35 of GOAFS. All right, you've been pooping the wrong way your whole life. Yes, it turns out there's a proper technique you should know about, and I'm just the guy to tell you about poop. To squat or to sit? That is the question. Inventions like the squatty potty have sparked conversations about the right and wrong way to poop. Unnatural squatting or sitting on the toilet may lead to difficulty pooping because it puts pressure on the rectum. Rectum damn near killed him, closing it off and restricting stool from passing easily. Once I passed a lazy boy. That was a hell of a crap. A 2010 study published in Lower Urinary Tract Symptoms, boy, there's a coffee table read for you, found that squatting while you poop might help reduce straining. If you're straining while you poop, you could be at risk for developing hemorrhoids. Straining while using the bathroom may also cause you to overstimulate the vagus nerve, or the vagus nerve, however you choose to pronounce it. Captain, we're closing in on the vagus nerve system. What should we do? Quick, Spock, meet me in my ready room. We'll talk things over. Bones, bring your rubber gloves. The vagus nerve is responsible for the communication between the brain and other parts of the body. If that nerve becomes overstimulated, holy crap, it can cause your heart rate and blood pressure to drop suddenly. That can cause and result in fainting and especially be dangerous for older adults. So that's what happened to Elvis in the bathroom. Fortunately, there's a more effective way to position yourself while you poop, according to the Bladder and Bowel Foundation of the United Kingdom. So that's what they do over there, huh? For optimal expulsion, sit on the toilet with your knees positioned higher than your hips. You can use a footstool to help you achieve this position. Next, place your elbows on the tops of your thighs. I'm not kidding, folks. Or you can get your dog in there and put your feet on your dog. And lean your body forward. With your feet planted on the ground or a step stool, take deep breaths while bulging the abdomen forward. This movement will add downward pressure, which will help you pass your poop. This is like the ending to an NBC The More You Know segment. I'm just trying to help out, folks, you know. Speaking of the bathroom, as long as we're in the John, when you're done doing your business, do you close the lid of the toilet before you flush? Well, the answer could determine whether or not there's poop bacteria on your soap or your towels or your toothbrush. When you flush, the water in the toilet bowl mixes with the waste, you know, like urine, poop, or vomit. Blech. And tiny particles of this mixture are emitted in the air. So those droplets are known as toilet plume. If you don't close the lid on the toilet when you flush, this plume could settle onto nearby objects in your bathroom, and that's from Business Insider. It's true. And that's not really healthy. Speaking of healthy things, guys, you might want to retire your razor. Researchers found that the more facial hair a man has, the more mature and dominant he seems. That's beard power, guys. And a healthy beard has been displayed recently, very recently, by Alex Trebek on Jeopardy and Stephen Colbert. Have you seen Letterman's beard? My God, he looks like Santa Claus. Having a beard is good for your health, although a beard's connection with health seems random. It actually is true, though. Beards are able to block the sun's rays, so they protect against skin cancer. And beards also keep dust and pollen from entering the airway. How about that? As long as we're in the bathroom, let's take care of this. If stranded on a desert island with only one necessity, what would you choose? Well, 49% of people that were polled chose toilet paper as their greatest island necessity, and that was ahead of food. You'd be stranded there on Gilligan's Island, and the professor probably could create some toilet paper for you. That would be before the coconut radio. Unbelievable. About 90% of us experience this, an earworm, at least once a week. Ugh, it's disgusting. It normally happens at times when the brain is not doing much, such as being in the shower, walking, or doing chores. Google it, folks. If you don't believe me, Google it. Earworm. I once had a spider in my ear, but I don't know about an earworm. I don't know. Last week of summer's coming up. Something may make you feel, I don't know, kind of creepy. Last week of summer is on the 22nd. That's when autumn arrives. Where do the most fat people live? Well, a new survey looked at the rates of obesity and found that the fattest states are West Virginia, Mississippi, Oklahoma, Iowa, Alabama, Louisiana, Arkansas. The skinniest states with the lowest obesity rates are Colorado, the District of Columbia, Hawaii, California, Utah, and Montana. That's from Trust for America's Health and the Robert Wood Johnson Foundation. How about that? And you can be paid to eat avocados, which I have found since moving to Texas are pretty damn good. Anyone who's splurged to guacamole knows that avocados are pretty good. They're also expensive. Now there's a way not only to get free avocados, but also get paid to eat them. Researchers are recruiting 1,000 volunteers who will either eat one avocado a day for 6 months or eat only 2 avocados a month for the same period of time, according to a study website from Loma Linda University. The goal is to determine whether eating an avocado a day impacts belly fat. Participants in the study will get paid $300. Interesting stuff, huh? Well, you got a beer belly? You know somebody with a beer belly? Drinking beer will give you a beer belly, right? Not really. No way. Research shows there isn't much of a link between alcohol intake and being fat. Studies find if you stick to the recommended 2 brews a day, you won't broaden your belly any more than a non-drinker. And finally, how'd you like to get rid of your husband, ladies? Yep. How'd you like to knock off the old man? Well, an Oregon romance novelist accused of gunning down her husband of 27 years previously wrote a handy how-to guide on how to murder your husband. Nancy Crampton Brophy, 63, is accused of shooting her husband in Portland, Oregon. The accusation has given a fresh perspective to her essay titled How to Murder Your Husband, in which she ponders several methods including guns, knives, poison, and even hiring a hitman. Well, I guess that takes the cake, huh? Even writing a book on how to get rid of the old man. Next time on G.O.A.F.S. episode 36. 36 of these things in the can already? Unbelievable. Do you have broccoli brain? Are there germs on the toilet paper in that public restroom? How do you know you're getting fired? And who devised the chastity belt? What's that all about? All that and more on episode 36.
This portion of the show is being brought to you by Liquid Lawyer, the product to turn to when your liquid plumber overcharges you.
Hi, folks. Thanks for listening to the old hipster Tom Rivers and Getting Old Ain't for Sissies. Tom focuses on things you may not find on the radio when it comes to the aging process. Tuesday and Thursday nights, 7 p.m. Central. Tom's lived it, so he knows what to pass on to you, like relationship advice for those over 60, how to get a good night's sleep, treat your body better by eating better, how to be happy again, and how to avoid stress. Plus, every now and then, Tom will touch on some touchy items in the news. Tom's Getting Old Ain't for Sissies can be found on Spotify, SoundCloud, Tumblr, Twitter, YouTube, Google+, and Tom's personal Facebook page. Please remember, on any of those media platforms, please click either like or favorite so Tom gets credit for his work. Thanks again. In Chicago, I'm Doug Dahlgren. Thanks for coming, and good night.